Welcome to the social circle where creators come together to turn ideas into impact and goals into a reality. I am Candace, and this is
Jennifer. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us on today's episode. It's going to be another awesome one, as they always are. Candace, what are we talking today?
Oh gosh, something I've been screaming from the rooftops for years, and it's finally, we haven't talked about it in our 2026 predictions, but it's finally making its way around, and other people are screaming it from the rooftops too. You do not need a niche. Stop trying to niche down, period. You don't need a niche. You need recognition. You need personality. And that's what we're going to talk about today.
Exactly. And I think the real true concept that we want to get through to you guys, how many times have you been told you need to pick a niche before you can grow? I know everybody here is raising their hand because that was me. So this advice is what's keeping you stuck as the creator. You are not having a problem that your content is broad. It's that you're not recognizable in the content you're making. And we do share a lot of tips throughout the year, throughout the last year. Go through other episodes. I know we've talked about a lot of these topics. Today, though, we're going to break it down. What does niche actually mean? Niche, however you say it, it doesn't matter.
Niching, whatever.
Why your personality actually matters now more than ever. And also, we want to help you understand how to become known, but not put yourself into a box or back yourself, into whatever it is you're talking about, because that's another issue. So, Candace, what are we going to talk with first?
So, let's talk about the misunderstanding of what niching down is, right? Because in the beginning, Jennifer and I were guilty. We tell you guys this all the time. We're very open about all of our struggles that we've had. And this was in the beginning, and it's why I was miserable. We talked about it a little bit last week, and I know we've talked about it before, but picking one topic and never talking about anything else, right? Picking one topic. And for us, it was how to make money online or affiliate marketing, whatever. And it was so I hated it. I hated it because it's not my personality, right? It's not me. It's not, people weren't seeing who I was when I was saying these things. Because number one, I didn't even really know what I was doing back then, right? Creating content. I had the basic building blocks, but I was nowhere close to what I am now.
We were clunky.
Yeah. And creating content for only one audience, right? We are multi-passionate people, especially me. If you looked at my, oh gosh, what is that? My manifesting generator is what I am. My, Gwen talks about it all the time. Human design.
Yeah, human design.
Right. My human design, personally, I am multi-passionate. I do 20 different things at once, right? Like I like so many different things that I can connect with an audience about. I like gardening, so I talk about that. I like DIY, so I talk about that. I have ADHD, so I talk about that. I talk about marriage. I talk about family. Those are all bits and pieces of my life. Can you imagine if I was just talking about one thing forever?
It's hard to do. It's a hard, consistent step to make. It's not undoable. It's definitely something that someone can do. We are not those type of people. So if you want to stick around and keep listening to the rest of this, you're welcome to it. But Candace and I, we don't have that kind of focus to just stick to the one content piece, the one talking moment. We just don't. It's not built in our blood. And I think what I've been learning over the last several years of this trial and error of learning how to market online with products, with stuff Candace and I have in our community, it's been a very long journey to understand attention. You just need to get the attention to your account. Because if you're so stuck on sharing what it is you want someone to buy from you, you will never reach all the people that you know you can. you need to be able to divert all this attention to yourself through the different personalities that you share with other people, because you're
Yeah.
building your community first. That's the goal, is to build your community so that you have someone to sell something to in the long run. And then sprinkle in those sales pitches every so often. Don't do it every day. That gets hard on you. That gets hard on the people watching. And if the content isn't good, period, nobody's going to see it and you're going to be stuck with no sales. This
Yeah.
is
And selling your stories. Selling your
selling your story.
stories. Prove who you are, prove your personality, prove uh the successes and the failures that you've had with your audience, and then talk about it in your stories and try and sell there. Start there is what I would say. I wish somebody would have told me that in the beginning.
And we
Like,
were
be
honestly,
yourself in your content and
yeah.
sell in your stories. I'm pretty sure people did tell me that, but I was so focused on the the reels and the posts and trying to do it that way that
Follow
I
count.
didn't. Yeah.
Yeah. I think what gets overlooked and why so many successful creators share different topics is that they were at it for a very long time before they hit it big. They weren't an overnight success like most people believe. They were practicing, they were trialing, they were erroring all over the place. And then they figured out what worked well for them, which was most likely that they can't always just share one kind of topic because it gets boring. Social media
Yeah.
changes in a flash. People are constantly looking for something different that matters to them. So I think
And
here,
we as humans, we as people change year
naturally,
to year, month to month. Our passions change. We learn new things. Like, that's about that. We're humans, right? That's what we're supposed to be doing
yep,
instead of being the robot that does the same thing every day. So
yep,
you face the danger of forcing yourself into something that you'll eventually outgrow, become bored of, hate, like
mhm.
many different emotions you could feel with that. And that's the danger of it, cuz then if you've got 3,000 videos about one thing and then you switch it up, your audience is like, what the heck? I didn't follow her for this.
And that's where you start losing people who are like, well, this isn't what I wanted. When you show up with your multitude of who you are, and then you share the one specific thing, I think that's your best chance of finding success. And I want to point out one of our guest speakers in the past, Shannon McKinstry. She's had background experience in managing media, so she does know about talking to community members. And for her advice is to always use your stories to share the personal things, because that is where you can say, guys, I'm working on this. And this is where, and honestly, she just shared a recent post that she's a 7-figure businesswoman, because she's been doing so much sales posts in her stories and sharing her knowledge in her main storefront content. And I
Hmm.
think that's where she shares her life. She shares her personal choices. She shares content tips for her creator community who are coming to her for help. And I think this is
At
where we,
local
yeah,
places, she does that in her
local places
stories
to go
too.
to. Yeah, and she does a lot of different things, and you'll find, and I bet you if you go to whatever platform you're preferring to look at right now, you'll find every creator that you're following is not sticking to one particular kind of statement content. So I think
Right.
this is where we want to introduce our circle hack. Candace, what are
Yep.
we talking about in our circle hack?
Like, hey, if you don't know what a circle hack is a just a quick tip that we give you to go ahead and take with you today after just one thing that you'll remember. And this is the circle hack. And I did this morning. It's pretty interesting. So our circle hack is ask 3 people, 5 people, keep it small, just a few people. Ask them to describe your content in one sentence and listen for repeated words and themes, and then a common perception of what your content looks like based on the people that watch it and that know you, right? If
Yep.
all 3 answers are similar, you're more recognizable than you think.
Mhm.
If all 5, whatever, if there are bits and pieces of things that you're like, wow, okay, then you're doing good. If they're completely different, you need to look at what they're saying and maybe narrow down your pillars and try and focus more on consistency in those pillars instead of, again, guilty of trying to do 20 different pillars
Mhm.
and tried new things, have one thing be successful, and then, like, oh, I'm going to try something else. No, you find one thing that's successful and you keep going. And like I said, I did this morning and I was very pleased with the people that responded back because it was words like relatable. Um, let me see what else. Relatable, authentic, genuinely vulnerable, right? And the sentence that they gave me was, if somebody asked me, like, if somebody asked me what your page was about, I would tell them that if there's ever a time that you think you are like nobody else has done this or nobody else has gone through this or nobody else is feeling this, to check out Candace's page. And I'm like, wow, okay, cool. That's exactly what I'm going for because I am the niche. I am the niche. That's another thing I say constantly. But the that's if that's how people like, ask them if you do dog stuff, if you do Amazon products, if you do whatever, it doesn't matter. But as long as the people that you ask are consistent and what they're saying that your content, reminds them of what they can give you to describe in one sentence or a word or whatever, as long as that's consistent across the board, then you're doing okay. So it's a great place to start and do some research on yourself because it's a lot harder for us to look at our content and with an open mind and say, okay, well, what is my theme? What would somebody describe me as, right? So
Yep.
it's nice if you use this circle hack today to reach out to people and say, hey, what do you what is my content? Describe it to me. And I mean, that's a win if you've got them all lined up. So, quick little circle hack, go use it today.
So, what we are going to talk about next is when people become on your page, when they come onto your page, and they should be able to instantly recognize your content before they ever even know who you are. I think
Mhm.
what creates recognition here is, your perspective on how you do things. I know Candace and I were two different creators, and I look at her content and I'm like, that's definitely Candace, like pink Power Ranger all the way. We know who this is without actually knowing that it is Candace. And I think another perspective for people to recognize easily is how you can tell a story, how you can draw an audience member in without really even trying, and we don't even know who you are yet.
Yeah,
Another
which is a
example
lot
here.
harder to do than
It's practice.
anything.
It takes a
Yeah,
lot of practice. I will say
yeah,
that. Anything like that, your humor, your personality, your values, something that you do repeatedly, a recurring theme, and
yep.
all of
Your
these
pillars,
examples,
your recurring
your
theme is your
pillars.
pillars.
Exactly. These are all ways that, you become recognizable, and not restrictive to whatever it
Mhm.
is your end goal is. And again, that goes back to getting attention. Those are all attention getting things. And then once people recognize who you are, then they're like, oh, I know why they're there. I know what they're
Yeah.
doing. And creators who can talk about parenting, DIY gardening, business, ADHD, travel, relationship, everything will still feel cohesive while
Mhm.
they're all doing all these things. Recognition is coming from being consistent in the way that you're showing up and not the thing you're talking about all the time.
Mhm. And that's so true. Like, that is so true because we just had a call today earlier with our mentors, and there's somebody else on there, and I can always recognize this one girl is so good at storytelling, and I can always follow her no matter what she talks about. So
Mhm.
that doesn't have to be one single topic. It's all about how you come with the topic, how your personality, your emotion, your consistency, the way you speak, what you're doing, that kind of a thing. That's what makes people remember you.
Yeah, I
And
think what sticks out for me is a creator who she was a surrogate for a very good friend of hers, and the baby then became born, so you're following along for 9 months on her surrogacy story. You're falling in love with this other family who she is a surrogate for, and then the baby's there. Well, now we're watching their whole life afterwards. And I
yeah,
still stayed because I enjoyed the creator because of
right.
how they are person wise, and for all this other reasons. So I think this is where the way you show up in your content will help to keep you not niching down. Rather, it'll just keep you recognizable for the things that you share.
Yeah, and that's why your personality is a growth strategy because there's so many creators out there. There's so much information. How AI can make the information now. It doesn't even have to be an actual person. So your personality is so valuable online because that's
Yeah.
what people want to see. They want to know who you are, what you're about, what are your values, that kind of thing. Everything Jennifer just talked about. Because people remember people.
Hmm.
They don't remember a certain tip that you're giving them on how to film with your iPhone. They remember the person. They remember the creator that they hit that save button for or followed at that time. And your consistency, your personality, your relatability creates that loyalty from your community. And
100%. I
that's
think.
yeah, that's what makes people keep coming back.
Yeah, it's what connects, it's what connects you to your followers, and it's not so much the sell of what you have or what you offer. It's just you, the person, and that's why we don't want you niching down because then
Right.
you're becoming known for the product that you're trying to sell, and we kind of feel ick off of that, and we don't want you to do that. So our goal here is to
Mhm.
get you um just connecting with the people in how your personality is, how you show up, how you're relatable, because all of those things will create the bigger following that will eventually come and get your sales or your product through all of this time. And I think one thing that is a good ask of yourself, what parts of your personality are you hiding because they think it's off brand?
Right.
What can we see from you that, should be showing up in your content every day? So go brainstorm on that a little bit. But I think one of the next things,
Hey,
why
can I just
yeah,
interject really quick? So, I
definitely.
mean, I did this personally for a long time. And that's why I switched because it didn't feel like me. It didn't feel like my brand. Now we're years later and obviously I do things a lot differently. But if I was still creating the same content back, like I would be miserable because it was so off brand for me. It was so boring for me. And like, if you're
Yeah.
creating things that aren't making you feel good or making you excited to show other people, then that's probably something that's a little off brand for you and you should probably rethink it.
Yeah, exactly. Because I think there's the point where we get to we start off with the excitement of I can do this. And then we're thinking, "Oh, but this doesn't actually align with how I am as a person." And you
Yep.
don't and I'm not saying that you have to be outspoken, wild, crazy, completely off the wall. You can be kind of quiet, introspective. You just it's just in how you create the content, right? The better you are, the more you practice, the easier this all becomes for you.
Yeah.
And I think this is where we have to remind everyone to think about what it means to just be yourself rather than being the niche. And I think this is
Yeah.
where you really grow because you're starting to ask yourself these very specific kinds of questions about what it actually means for you to be
Hmm.
yourself. I know I struggled with that. I'm like, well, dang it. I'm a mom. I'm an employee. I'm a wife. I'm a yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, but what does that mean? Like, I had to drill down for a bit to
Yeah.
try and find out what that was. And it can actually mean a whole bunch of different things, experiences that you've lived in. We want to hear about that. We want to know how you got through that. It's a connectable, relatable thing that you can share
Right.
with your people. It doesn't have to be, I'm going to sob every time I talk about it, but it can just be something off the wall, you went, whatever. It's something, an experience that as you improve and change and study how telling the story goes, you'll start to see a lot more people coming to you and being like, okay, so that's what you're here for. That's what I get it.
Yeah.
How you are believing in certain things. Candace, you're always saying if you can stand 10 toes down on
10
a
toes
toilet.
down. That's right. And that's true. That's your opinion. That's your perspective. That's what you believe in. That's your values, right? Like,
Yeah.
share your stories, share your challenges, because there are people out there that have been through it that are thinking they're the only ones.
And there's other people that are like, this is so similar to me and this hit home so much. I love, again, we, like Candace referred to a video that or a call that we were on with our mentor today. There was another creator that we're watching grow, and the content is essentially they're there to sell a product, but to grab attention and to be known for something. He was relating to a past event for his family
Mhm.
where it was a loss because of health. So it was like, oh my God, that's what happened in my family. And I related to that video because it was like a flashback to how I felt. And I'm like, I should be doing these kinds of things. Oh, now I'm looking at that person's account thinking, well, what are they doing that I can start to do for myself so that I don't end up like how my family was? So it's like, it's a correlation of a bunch of different things. Um, but that was the essential result, right? Is it drew me in because of his story with his life experience and his family to
Yeah.
me seeing the challenge that he overcame. And now I'm starting to really want to know more about that creator and then about what that creator is there for, which is obviously
Yeah, and I
sales.
think you even wrote in the comments, like, this is so relatable
It is. And that's
for
what
me,
you
for
want in
you
your own
personally,
content.
right?
It
Yeah.
was. And that's the kind of reaction that you're hoping to get from the people that you're trying to reach in your own content. And it's possible to do. It just, like we said, takes practice. You have to just try different ideas. And I think, because topics are able to overlap, perspectives rarely will do that. We really feel that, the strongest personal brand is really built around an identity and not a category.
Right.
And that's
It's not
where when I
that's
saw
why
this
we say you
creator,
are the niche.
you are the
You
niche.
are the niche.
Yes, it's about you. Hundreds of parenting creators are out there, hundreds of ADHD creators, hundreds of creator coaches. There's so many different people doing so many of the same things, but everyone is a different person. So
Yeah.
every combination of experience, viewpoint, opinion, all of these different perspectives they just change the flavor of each individual creator. And that's okay. It's meant to be that
Mhm.
way because we are not a one size fits all species.
Right. Multi-passionate. I
Multi-passionate
love
is
that
what
word.
we saw, is what we say.
Multi-passionate, because you don't need to niche down. You don't need to niche down. You just need to clearly have your own identity, your own perspective, your own personality. You've got to bring that into your videos because people don't remember categories. They don't remember, again, like I said earlier, they're not going to remember the one tip that you gave on Instagram, right? But they will remember you.
Mhm.
If you deliver everything the same way, you're consistent, you're showing up, you're talking about yourself, and you're letting people in because people remember creators that make them feel some type of emotion, whether that's happy or sad or relatability or whatever, it doesn't matter. That's how people remember you as the creator. So, again, I mean, back to our circle hack. If somebody described your content in one sentence, what do you hope they would say?
I
And
love that
that's
question.
what you form your content around.
Of anything from today, I want to hear from you guys in the comments. If there is a favorite statement that you've been told about you, drop it down below. I want to go see if that's true. Add your account in there for me, and you can find us on anywhere you listen to your podcast. We are all over the place: Spotify, Amazon, all the things, YouTube.
Worldwide.
We also do have our Social Circle VIP group up here on Instagram, Social Circle VIP. If you do want access to more back behind the scenes information, breakdowns, how we're doing it, how we can help you figure it out, community access to bounce ideas around with other people, including us. Please enter VIP into the comments as well. We will send you a link for that. Check out Candace on Instagram. She is here, Just the Blended Wells. I myself am here at Jen_Radilak. We are so happy you were here to join with us today. I really hope you go and try that awesome hack, because it is one of the most simple things you can do for yourself to further yourself.
Absolutely.
We just want to see you improve. We are here to walk you through these ideas. We want to see you on the next episode. Check us out and join for more. Subscribe, all the great, wonderful things. Candace, I am so proud of you, by the way. I just wanted to tag that in there because you have come a long way.
So have you, sister. And that's what we want to help people do.
We want everyone to be doing that.
Exactly. We want to help you guys get there faster, cheaper, stronger than we did, and in a lot less time.
Yes.
And thank you for listening.
Thank you so much. And everybody, have a great week.
Have a great week.